Chicken scratches. They're messy, untidy, they don't even mean anything. Well, not in the hands of龙舌兰放克. They're not. By the way, their name means tequila funk. I'm not even joking. Anyway, all of their works start with literal chicken scratches. And I don't mean that as an insult or anything. It's actually very, very amazing how they turned out some scribbles into a holy shit, that's a sus looking cloud. Oh my. But yeah, her art style is very dynamic, it's loose and free, and you will learn to find beauty in the mess. Miss Tequila, I'm just gonna call her that, usually starts by drawing the face without any guidelines. So none of that circle and cross BS that I usually do. So I'm just drawing it loosely, kind of like doodling, without caring about the anatomy for now. Since we're doing it in black and white, this is a great opportunity to learn grayscale or value study. So instead of focusing on the sketch, we'll focus on the values. In case you're wondering, value study focuses on the relationship between light and shadow rather than colors. That's why value studies are done in grayscale. You wanna get good at rendering? Do value studies. But the goal of this method is actually not value study, but to embrace the mess. Embrace the chicken feet, scratches. Find beauty in imperfection. By the way, I'm not copying Miss Tequila's art style completely. I'm just following her method. And this is not a tutorial, okay? I'm just trying this fun new drawing method I found while having a meltdown because what in the name of devil incarnate am I drawing? But no. Don't focus on perfection. Embrace the mess. Find beauty in the chaos. Today I am high. Miss Tequila is using brushes with strong textures like charcoal and watercolor. I'm using flat watercolor opaque brush in Ibis paint because that's my go-to brush. It is textured but not as strong as Miss Tequila's brushes. You can use whatever brush you like, obviously, but for this method, avoid using a neat and magnetic brush, you know, like Procreate's lineart brushes, because you want to move quick and loose, not restricted. I should have used more pure black in my painting because now it's losing the sketchy charcoal look. It's looking too tidy now. And in case you're wondering, oh, do we still need to learn anatomy? Yes, good Lord, of course you need to learn anatomy. You think Miss Tequila can draw this sus-looking cloud without learning anatomy? Of course not. But here's the thing. You don't have to study the skeleton or biology or the skinless people on the foot of your bed. Well, I mean, would be better if you did, but you know, who has the time, right? What I do instead is analyze and copy my favorite artist's work. Full disclaimer, you can copy for learning purposes only. Just don't claim it as yours, okay? I'm watching you. I learned drawing muscles from Reno Tuna, drawing more realistic faces from Chinese artists, and as a result, I can learn anatomy and also improve my art style in the process. It's like a buy one get one deal. What a bargain. Oh, and actually, Miss Tequila has a paid classes where she also teaches anatomy. But as you guys know, we're very cheap, resourceful in this channel. So we have to make do with this 1 minute 34 seconds video. By the way, I'm drawing Eva, as you can tell from the thumbnail. I've been planning to use this reference to draw Eva for weeks. And at first, I wanted to make a sketching video with this, but then I found Miss Tequila and I was like, wait, a method where I don't have to sketch? Sign me right up. Anyway, yeah, why does he look like Daisuke from mouthwashing? A little advice, pick easier angles if you were to try something new because I kinda hate myself right now. But if I can conquer this method, I might not have to sketch again. Yeah, I know sketching is very important and all that, but what if you don't have to? Anyway, Miss Tequila actually has a hair drawing tutorial and she's using an outline brush on the first step and just scribble. She's not even sketching the hair, that's insane. But I don't think I can do that with Ibis Paint's outline brush because it looks like well, this. From just making some adjustment at the no. That sounds like too much work and it's killing my lower back. Grandma is dying. So I just use my usual brush and try not to overthink the hair rendering. I know it's rich coming from me, but I want to keep the messy, sketchy look. I really like Miss Tequila's hair rendering on this piece. It's not overly detailed, but you can see the hair shape and values clearly. I don't know if I can do that, so I opt for messy looking hair like her fan art of Gojo and Sephiroth. I can't really explain my hair rendering here except that I wing the frick out of it. Why do people have hair? Wouldn't it be better for the world if everyone just go bald? Like no more worries about, thinning hair, hair loss, hair fall, balding? Think about it. Jesus, I just had a little meltdown. Sorry about that. But you know what? Eva shouldn't have a meltdown. He should always smile because his smile can cure any animal. And by animal, I mean me. I'm animal. I think this is looking too realistic, so I will add some stylization by adding the lashes shadow. I'm following the reference quite closely this time, so my style looks more realistic than usual. But I want to keep it semi-realistic with a manhwa look. I'm sure Miss Tequila has a huge visual library in her brain that she could immediately implement her art style even without a proper sketch. A visual library is basically a collection of images stored in your memory. You know how art gods like Kim Jong-gi can draw straight from imagination? That's because they have a huge visual library built from years or even decades of studying and practicing and analyzing references. But for us literal noobs with tiny visual libraries, we still need references to help us draw. The problem is, references are not perfect. Sometimes it's blurry, doesn't have the hairstyle we're looking for, sometimes some parts get cropped or covered up. By building a visual library, we can draw these missing parts using our imagination instead of looking for more references. Alright, I'm gonna add motifs to the shirt and add accessories. I still think mine is too tidy and it lacks textures. And if yours ended up looking like mine, that means you have to draw faster, wilder, messier. Unleash your toxic masculinity. I'm just kidding. If you think drawing messily is easy, well, maybe it is. But I actually struggle with that because I keep finding myself hyper-focusing on the rendering. But once I made peace with the mess, it feels really nice. Oh, it doesn't look polished? Don't care. It looks like chicken scratches? Good, that's what I'm going for. The drawing looks like hell? Well, I probably should practice more, but screw you! What the hell is this video? Okay, let's color this. The method of coloring grayscale is called glazing. I don't know how Miss Tequila colored her artworks because her video is very fast, so I'm doing Coke's Illu's glazing method by separating the parts first. I'm doing this with lasso tool and duplicate. Afterwards, I use color balance. Unfortunately, IB's Paint's color balance kinda sucks. You can only adjust the midtones, so I'm moving to Procreate for this. In Procreate, you should be able to adjust the shadows and highlights as well. Don't expect the colors to come out perfect at the first adjustments. The skin color looks very artificial at first, but don't hyper focus on that and move on to add colors to other things. You can always come back later. The skin color looks pale, so I'm adding darker color using multiply layer. Aside from color balance, I also use hue and saturation and curve tool to further adjust the colors. I won't be talking too much about the coloring process in this video. I have made a dedicated video on grayscale and glazing, but I think I will make an updated version because my art style and coloring has changed quite a lot since then. I still think this is lacking texture, so I'm experimenting with Procreate's textured brush and erasing some areas so it looks rougher. I made some additional adjustments using gradient maps and soft light. I actually found a tutorial on Xiaohongshu on coloring grayscale using gradient maps, but that's for another video. What's the moral of this video? Polished drawings are overrated and Tequila is great. Good night, my grandchildren.